Question number 2, Craig Foss.
Thank you, Mr Speaker. My question is to the Minister of Finance and reads, what were the main decisions taken in Budget 2009?
The Honourable Bill English.
Mr Speaker. Mr Speaker.
The Honourable Bill English.
The government inherited a New Zealand economy in recession because of 9 years of bad economic management.
Order. Point of order. The Honourable David Cunliffe.
Given, Mr Speaker, that the question was a government question and was expressed in very straight and simple terms, there can be no excuse for the Minister beginning with a political soliloquy about the previous government, as he has done in every response today, either a personal attack or a strange recount of history.
Speaking to the point of order, the Honourable Rodney Hyde.
Look, Mr Speaker, the Minister of Finance had got 4 words of the answer out before David Cunliffe jumped to his feet. And what the Minister of Finance was saying was that the government inherited a recession, which I suspect was giving the context to the decisions of the budget. And I don't think there's any doubt that the government did inherit a recession. I don't see how you could possibly prevent a Minister of Finance for saying, well, when we had the budget, this was the situation.
Order. I appreciate the honourable members raising the point, but I think the point of order raised by the Honourable David Cunliffe is a valid point. The question is very straight. What were the main decisions taken in Budget 2009? I think the answer should start at least by addressing that question and not rehearse matters to do with the previous government. They may be part of an explanation, but the question is very straight about what were the decisions. The Honourable Bill English.
Mr Speaker, the government had to consider a very wide range of options in the budget because it had inherited an economy in recession after 9 years of economic mismanagement. We focused on promoting jobs, cleaning up the government's books, getting debt under control and setting New Zealand on the road to recovery. In the budget, the government decided to maintain public services despite the poor fiscal outlook, maintain entitlements, invest in a way that supported thousands of jobs, clean up the reckless fiscal mess left by the previous government and get government debt back under control.
Craig Foss.
Thank you, Mr Speaker. Supplementary to the Minister. On what basis were Budget 2009 policy options accepted or rejected?
The Honourable Bill English.
Mr Speaker, we asked officials to put a wide range of options on the table because of the difficult circumstances the government inherited, and we welcomed their free and frank advice. The Treasury is this afternoon issuing the documents related to the budget that set out those early options. These are all available on the Treasury website. They confirm that if we continued with the previous reckless growth and ineffective government spending by the Labor government, debt would have spiralled out of control.
The Honourable David Cunliffe.
Mr Speaker, what does that minister say to the 73% of New Zealanders identified in a Research New Zealand poll who think that his decade of deferrals to the New Zealand Super Fund in Budget 2009 has jeopardised the entire future of superannuation? And does he agree with Bernard Hickey that generations X and Y need to wake up to the massive intergenerational theft that is happening before their eyes?
The Honourable Bill English.
I would tell them that the intergenerational theft occurred when the Labor government mismanaged this economy so badly they have left us with a legacy of 10 years of deficits and a doubling of public debt, even after the best efforts of a competent national government.
Craig Foss.
Thank you, Mr Speaker. Supplementary to the Minister. What were the main outcomes of Budget 2009?
The Honourable Bill English.
Mr Speaker, the outcome of the budget is that the government has found the right balance between protecting New Zealanders from the sharpest edges of recession in the short term, while setting New Zealand on the road to recovery in the longer term. The budget will support thousands of jobs. Investment in infrastructure will clear economic bottlenecks. We will improve New Zealand's international competitiveness, and as a sign of external confidence in the New Zealand is the only developed country that has experienced a mild upgrade in its credit rating.
The Honourable David Cunliffe.
Mr Speaker, has the Minister seen reports that the Superannuation Fund ironically made $587 million in profit for the month of May and is now back in the black? And will he concede that his decision to strip the super fund of government contributions for the next decade was short-sighted?
The Honourable Bill English.
Mr Speaker, I have seen reports about the progress of the super fund. I've also seen commitments by the Labor government, the Labor opposition, that if they're running for office in 2011, apparently they're going to borrow something like $6 billion in catch-up payments so that they can fill that hole. The fact is, when we have some surpluses to save, we will save them, partly because of the recklessness of that government who squandered 10 years of surpluses. We don't have any.
Question number 3, the Honourable Marion Street.